Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking a quick look here at VeChain, seeing what's going on. We've got our fibs still from before, essentially larger time frame Fibonacci retracement levels. We can see a 0.786 rejection there, roughly about 3.6. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. And if you are new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. I love teaching people to trade though. Been teaching and trading for about 20 years here, so I can tell you it's been a wonderful experience. If you want something better in your trading life, feel free to jump on over to our premium group. I got a trading academy community and signals group. We got a really awesome group over there too. Have a lot of fun over here today. We're talking about Megadesk and all sorts of cool things. Future reference too, we got some trading signals here. Congrats to our members. Dogecoin 40% there in 2 days. We got Reef profit 36% in 2 days, and same thing with ICP 32% in 2 trading days. We also took a long from Bitcoin at 43,000, contrary to popular demand, and took all profit targets at 52,000. Okay, so again, there is some merit to being a bull in this market right now. The bears are getting destroyed, so please, please, please be careful shorting coins right now. I know what you're seeing here right now too. Ooh, VeChain, it's really, really overextended for the day. I'm going to short this coin. Don't do that, folks. I don't care if the price drops to 3 cents tomorrow. It's still worth waiting for a better entry for a long than a short because the market right now is fully bullish. Okay, please, please, please get on board before it's too late. So take a look here at VeChain. How much potential does this coin have? Tremendous amount of potential. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a moment here. That's not why we're here, but what we want to discuss is a few key factors. So starting with liquidation, we can see here we got a lot of liquidation at about we'll just say round number 3.6. It's easier to say that. So 3.6 upwards about 4 cents. Okay, somewhere in that range has a lot of liquidation. It's not a massive amount, but these are new shorts that entered in within the last trading day. Okay, last 24 hours. We can see a lot of liquidation here, down here at about 2.85. That is also a thing. Okay, so please understand you're not like impervious if you take a long position. It could still drop. But statistically, you have a much better chance going up than down. Okay. Either way, just remember 2.85, 2.9 range is a heavy level of accumulation for short volume. In other words, it's right here, roughly, is where the price needs to go before we see that massive amount of short liquidation. Whereas there's a lot of liquidation right here, just above the price point at that 0.786 level. Okay. So it's common for fib levels to carry a lot of liquidation. That's what we're seeing right now. So on the daily time frame, what does this mean for us here? Well, we're above all moving averages. That's a good thing. It's always positive. We can see this ascending trend line too on the 20-day SMA. We're just going to go ahead and pull this out here. This is more so the 100-day SMA working with that. But the truth is it's an ascending trend nonetheless, and we want to pay attention to it. Okay, so we'll just kind of see what's going on here in the next few days. If we can, we end up pulling back, which could happen. We're primed and ready to understand, generally speaking, what that means for us. So staying above that trend line helps. Is it the only thing you look at? No. I think the 20-day SMA is the first trend setter there, letting us know that we are in good shape, and we should be for the next few days, probably in the next few weeks. Take a look here at the MACD here. MACD is looking super strong. You don't bet against that. Same thing with stochastic RSI swinging upwards. MFI at 85. You do not short this coin, folks. There's no reason to short any coins right now, for the most part. There's a few outliers, of course, but generally speaking, the majority of these coins are bullish here. Okay, so get on board with the fact that we have these pennant patterns that are consistently breaking to the upside, and if you just keep shorting into them, you're going to get destroyed. Okay, I'm not saying you can't find success at the downside. I'm just saying that the margin for error is so much higher. Look, this is a best case scenario for a short position. 3.8% is the best case scenario if you cut the top to the bottom. However, if you take longs, better case scenarios are 15 to 20%, right? Because the prices keep going up. So again, I don't understand the logic of trying to short just because something is overextended. Overextension means very little in crypto trading specifically. Speaking of which, we're at an 8 on TD sequential. Just keep in mind, we just consolidated for 12 hours straight. So that H is more likely a 1. Okay, so keep in mind, folks, overextensions have a tendency of continuing. On average, the largest continuation you typically do see is in the range of 36 to 72 hours. That's approximately a day and a half to 2 days. Okay, or sorry, a day and a half to 3 days. Which is exactly why the 3 white soldiers or 3 black crows candlestick patterns exist, because you can only push something up or down for so long before they tend to correct themselves. In this example here, you could look at the daily and summarize that we are at 3 white soldiers. We've got 3 very strong green candles. Tomorrow might be a red corrective day, especially if we're rejecting off this point, 0.786 fib level there at about 3.6, and we're at an 8 on TD sequential. We've had 8 days of bullish continuation without correction. Bitcoin's exuding very similar behavior. So if Bitcoin does end up pulling back, we could see that. If Bitcoin consolidates, we'll see another leg up. So what we're looking for here is consolidation at this upper range. So we want to see consolidation between 3.4 and 3.6. That's what we're looking for. If we lose that, we could very well see the price pull back to lower levels here, hypothetically bounce off this fib level here. This is actually the 0.5 Fibonacci level at about 3.2. So it is safe to say between 0.5 and 0.236 here, we're going to see, that's a 0.618. Between 0.5 and 0.618, we could see the price bounce. Keep in mind the golden pocket is this guy right here, and that is also a consideration for a nice little bounce too. So my anticipation is getting an entry somewhere here in about, I'm going to set alert at just under the 3.4 cent mark, and then we can get a possibility of a long position there, okay? I like to say possibility because there's no guarantees, right? The price could just travel right straight through that, but we reevaluate and see what's going on if the price comes down that low. I like to emphasize the word if. We don't know it's going to pull back, okay? I wait for a lot of opportunities that never happen. But you know what? I'm happy to wait for an opportunity that never happens instead of getting into an opportunity that's terrible, okay? So again, please, please, please be very careful taking a short position right now. But even more important, careful taking a long because it is pretty well overextended. And even though that doesn't matter too much, we have some indications letting us know it wants to pull back. We've got stochastic RSI letting us know. Money flow index and traditional RSI are actually hanging out pretty well at around 80. Okay, so high MFI, all those reasons here. The long story short is that even though there's one or two indications the price should pull back, doesn't mean it's going to. Okay, it also implies that with all the price action being where it's at, high MFI, high RSI, strong consideration for a long versus a short. Okay, take a look at TD sequential. We can see we're hitting some 9s pretty consistent. Nice little 9 there with a pullback down to a 7, got a bounce and a pivot up to a 4. So the likelihood of getting this upper level swept is pretty high right now, okay? So do I think the price is going to continue upwards? Yes. Do I think it's going to blast to the moon? Probably not just yet. I think we need a little bit more consolidation, and Bitcoin just needs to stay at this price range of 51,000 to 52,000 for 24 to 48 hours. If Bitcoin can stay where it's at leading into the weekend, I think we're going to see some pretty monstrous stuff. But once again, a lot of things are taking place. Keep in mind if you want to, a good little red flag or green flag rather for alt season is seeing what ETH does. ETH has been doing very, very well. If ETH continues to outperform Bitcoin, then there's a strong chance we will see alt season kind of get started a little earlier than expected. So just some heads up there. Last thing we want to look at here is Ichimoku Cloud on the hourly. All green lights here to leave your long position open. The one thing you do got to recognize is the lagging span is getting closer to the price action. So if we kind of see this here, we got maybe 6 to 12 hours before the price intersects. If we do not break this level here soon, then we will likely see a corrective pattern to the downside to retest that 0.5, 0.618 fib level, or even just the golden pocket there, for example, which is somewhere in this range here. Okay, this guy right here is a likelihood of a strong success for bounce. Okay. Again, it could be just as simple as a double bottom where the price continues higher. It could be nothing at all, right? So I hate to joke about that because that's just how trading is, right? Like trend lines, for example, the slogan that we have is that trend lines will continue until they don't. You think about that, friends are going to be your friends until they're not. It's like just such a redundant statement, but it's so damn true that you have to respect it. Anyways, at this point here, I think this 3.4 mark might be a good consideration for a long if it pulls back. I'm more so interested in like 3.8. Somewhere in that range, but once more, you never get fully what you're looking for in trading. You only get close to what you want. All right, that's about it. The last thing is very important. VeChain is available on Bitunix. Definitely recommend them. Link down below. CryptoCash.tech if you want to reference our partners page, but just use the link down below for this because if you do, you're going to be automatically eligible for some super rewards. But also, we have trading competitions in the for the exchange for only members using my link to register. We've got a good 350 members registered so far. So we're going to share or split a $10,000 prize pool among the highest profit and loss ratio as well as volume traders. So check that out. Either way, more details to come. They're adding 200 trading pairs near the end of this month as well. Highly recommend them. Thanks again, Bitunix, and thank you too for being an awesome part of my life. I hope you learned something here today. Comment below if you did. Like, subscribe, follow. We'll see you next one. Take care.